There are hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of landmines back there. You see this gnarly barbed wire? Check it out. I think I've made it as close as I can get to a minefield. A small village here at the DMZ. This is what it looks like. I don't see absolutely anybody around here. Here you have a soldier, his gun. Hopefully I don't end up in a military prison. In the year 1953, America and North Korea signed an armistice agreement to end all hostilities between the North and the South during the Korean War. And the plan was to sign the armistice and begin negotiations to formally end the Korean War. However, those negotiations never took place, and therefore the war never really ended, which is why they say the Korean War is the war that never ended. Another thing that happened was that the borderline, the front lines between the North and the South at the time of the armistice became a demilitarized zone, a piece of land between both countries, a buffer zone, you can call it, that served as a security zone to ensure peace during the negotiations. But since the negotiations never took place, that DMZ became the de facto border between the North and the South. And 70 years plus have passed, and it remains the de facto border between North and South. So you hear a lot of things about the DMZ. I heard a lot of things about the DMZ. So I want to take you guys with me and explore the demilitarized zone and see what it's like today. What has changed, what remains the same. So come along with me and let's go explore the DMZ. Let's go. I missed my subway. It's alright. I'll get the next one. So if you're ever in a subway station here in South Korea, you'll see these everywhere. Check it out. Gas masks. In case there's a nuclear attack by the North. They have these gas mask stations all over the city in every subway station. So what you do, you break the glass, and then you grab a gas mask and you use it. It's nearly not enough. I mean, there's thousands of people down here, and there's only a few of them in there. So yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that South Korea is always prepared for the worst case scenario. My subway is here. Check it out. So if you're an American and you want to go down to the DMZ, you can't just go there yourself willy-nilly. You got to get a tour guide. You got to schedule a tour and do it that way. And another thing, very importantly, is they urge you to bring your, well, they don't urge you, they demand you bring your ID. So in my case, it's my US passport. So if you ever want to come down to the DMZ, remember to always schedule a tour. So I'm headed to the meetup location right now, where we're gonna go and hop on a bus and head north. So let's go down there and show you guys. I want to show you guys the whole experience, you know, what the bus is like, what the ride would be like, and hopefully when we get there, we'll see some pretty cool things, you know, things that we didn't really know about the DMZ. Maybe we can learn new things, you know. So let's head over there and check it out.
Okay, you're one person. Our bus is a green bus over there.
Okay,
Please
thank
go
you.
down.
So check it out. This is our DMZ tour bus. There it is. This is the bus that's gonna take us all the way up north to the border between North Korea and South Korea. So let's go in here and see what it's like. I hope it's nice. The DMZ is actually not too far from Seoul. It's about maybe 45 minutes to an hour, so it shouldn't be a long ride. So let's go in here and see what it looks like. Check it out. Got the cup holder here. It's very spacious. All right, let's go to the DMZ. So we made it. We made it to the DMZ, and we've arrived at a place that looks very commercialized. So check it out. You got restaurants, convenience stores, food places. So it looks like an area right next to the DMZ where tourists can come and chill out. So I saw something very interesting down here, so let's walk over here, and while I get there, let me tell you a brief history of the Korean War. So after World War II was over and the Japanese lost, they also lost all the territory that they controlled. And part of that territory was the Korean Peninsula. So after the war, you know, the United Nations agreed to divide the Korean Peninsula, and they along the 38th parallel. So the north was controlled by the Soviet Union, and the south was controlled by the United States and the United Nations. So that's the story of how the Korean Peninsula was divided between the north and the south. And then shortly afterwards, North Korea decided to invade the south, and that's how the Korean War began. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting history. Now right in front of me is a very bizarre thing here. Let me show you guys, because we're right next to the DMZ. But check it out. There's a amusement park at the DMZ, which is kind of weird because the DMZ is one of the most heavily guarded, militarized areas in the whole world. And it's funny to see an amusement park. Check it out. It's obviously closed. There's nobody in here. But let me walk in here. I feel kind of bizarre walking in here. I feel like it's wrong. I shouldn't be doing this, but there's no guards. There's no staff. And there's nobody here. It's completely Well, it doesn't look abandoned, but it looks closed. It's not gated, so I can just walk around. Check it out. Here we have a ride here, and then over here we have a children's ride. Check it out. And if we walk down here, we see some bumper cars, a carousel, and I actually see staff there. They looked at me, they didn't say anything, so I'm assuming that I can be over here. Yeah, this is, I'm not sure exactly why they would have an amusement park at the DMZ, but maybe there's a reason. Check it out, bumper cars. More children's rides, a carousel down there. So yeah, finally found a restroom. I've been wanting to pee all day, so check it out. This is what a restroom looks like at the DMZ. So yeah, I thought that was kind of bizarre how they have a theme park here, so I wanted to show you guys real quick. So I gotta head back and meet up with my tour guide in a couple of minutes. So let's go down here and keep exploring and see what other cool things we can find. So before Korea was divided between North and South, Korea was a connected country. They had roads, railways, people used to move freely. And unfortunately, after the war, that stopped. But here we have evidence of what used to be. We have an old school railway that was preserved to remember the good times, the times when a citizen living in Seoul could hop on a train and head to Pyongyang. So check it out. This is the railway here. You have the names of the various different train stations that this railway would stop in North Korea. So this here is the original railway that would connect the North and the South, and has been preserved as a way to remember the good times before the war, before the conflict, before Korea was divided. So one of the saddest things about the whole conflict is the fact that families were divided. When the Korean peninsula was divided between the South and the North, many families were divided. I mean, could you imagine? Let's pretend you're an American, right? And America was cut in half. Let's say you might have family members in Texas and you live in California, or you might have some relative living in Ohio and you live in Oklahoma. Once the country was split, people never saw their families again. Could you imagine your uncle, your brother, your sister, maybe even your parents? Could you imagine how horrible that would be? I mean, think about it. People literally never saw their family members again. So every so often, South Koreans come here to this spot and pray and mourn the fact that there's some family members that they haven't seen in decades. And if you look down here, you see this barbed wire fence, and you see these little notes, and those little notes are messages to their family members that they haven't seen in so long. And just look at this barbed wire. Right beyond this fence is the militarized zone, which I haven't entered quite yet, but yeah, it's such an eerie place to be. You see this gnarly barbed wire. Check it out. So speaking of the families that lost loved ones during the war, check it out. Here you have pictures of old Koreans, because most Koreans that lost or were separated from their families are old now. Most Koreans now actually have their families all in South Korea, but the people who were divided, the families that were divided, are really old now. Check it out. So here you have the families here, this old man here weeping. Very sad. You see these old South Koreans. The lady back here just crying, just bawling her eyes out, and mourning, and always coming back, never losing hope that maybe, something can change, and they'll be able to see their family, their loved ones once again. And they never lost hope. They would always come back and mourn and remember the tragedy that happened those many years ago. Next time you think about the Korean War, also keep in mind that many people suffered as a consequence of many families being divided and them never being able to see their loved ones ever again. Welcome to Freedom Bridge. Check it out. This is Freedom Bridge. Freedom Bridge was built after the war by the South Koreans as a way to exchange POWs. So they built Freedom Bridge. Check it out. They built Freedom Bridge, and POWs would be exchanged here. So the South would send North Korean prisoners of war across, and the South would get its soldiers back here. It's no longer in use. So it's no longer in use, but it was a place that is very important in Korean history, because many soldiers came back. So this side of the bridge is called Freedom Bridge. Freedom Bridge. And the other side of the bridge is called the Bridge with No Return. Because once you went across that bridge, trust me, you never came back. This is a memorial that was built by the South Korean government to commemorate the sacrifices of Americans during the Korean War. And one thing that you sense when you come to South Korea, when you're traveling around, when you're in Seoul, you can really tell that South Koreans are very fond of Americans. They look up to America. They really love America. And it's really nice because, America sacrificed a lot. And it's good to see that South Korea is grateful, and they appreciate the sacrifices made by Americans. So in gratitude, they built this memorial. And over here we have a memorial to President Truman. Check it out. President Truman was the American president that authorized the assistance from America to South Korea to fight the North, to try to preserve freedom in Korea. And very brave. He was a very brave man, because that decision was a very brave one, a very costly decision. But thanks to him, Korea, at least half of it, is a free, independent, and democratic country. So it's very nice that the Korean government built that memorial to commemorate an American president whose decisions in a way saved the Republic of Korea. So that's very nice. That hits the spot. So my bus leaves shortly. I'm gonna walk over to my bus, get in, and make my way to the militarized section of the DMZ. And I'm not sure how much I'm gonna be able to film, because there are areas where you cannot film. But I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best to show you guys as much as I can. So I'll see you guys on the other side.
The blue line is the southern limit line. Okay, now we cross the southern limit line. Now we are in the rear DMZ now. Less than 2 kilometers from North Korea. Okay.
It's funny how a place like this, the DMZ, has become a famous tourist destination. And you have people waiting in long lines to take pictures. It's kind of funny. So in the year 1974, the South Korean government began to uncover tunnels built by North Korea in an apparent attempt to reinvade South Korea. And overall, they found a total of 4 tunnels. And one of them is right back here, which I just came out of. Unfortunately, I couldn't record in there. I can't take cameras in there. But it was a long tunnel, and it was pretty cool. And something else that's kind of cool is this huge fence. Check it out. You see this huge fence back here, right next to this cool looking tank. This fence is actually for my safety. Why? Because there are hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of landmines back there. And this fence that you see here, right up there, this brown fence laced with barbed wire, is put there to separate the people from all those landmines. So beyond that fence there is the DMZ. Check it out. Right over that hill is that same brown fence back there on top of the hill. And I think I've made it as close as I can get here at the DMZ to a minefield. So here you have a hill, and back there, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, is the final frontier before you go into the demilitarized zone, and landmines, and then shortly thereafter, North Korea, the communist dictatorship. So I'm just gonna sit here and take it all in. So we made it to the observatory where you can look out and look at North Korea. Unfortunately, I cannot film there. I just got back from there, and I looked out and you can see North Korea. It's a beautiful view. You can see North Korea, you can see the little fake towns that they built, and it's pretty cool. But what I could show you is the old observatory. Check it out. This is the old observatory, and I think my bus is leaving, so I gotta get back on. But this back here is the old observatory, and you can't really see it, but it says end of separation, beginning of unification. I don't know if that's ever gonna happen, but yeah, it's wishful thinking. So let's hop back on the bus and go to our next destination. So I made it to Unification Village. It's a village that is within the military zone here at the DMZ, and it's a pretty cool place. Check it out. Here's somebody's home. Yeah, it's people that live here live under certain conditions. They don't pay taxes, that's one of them. They don't have to join the military. I don't know if you're aware, but South Korean men have to join the military. Well, if you live in this village, you don't have to. There's a lot of perks. They receive a lot of government assistance, and it's really bizarre to live in a village like this. Could you imagine? Every time you leave, let's say you want to go to Seoul, you have to go through military checkpoints just to get here. So check it out. Here's a market, maybe a restaurant, it looks like. You got a little billboard here. farm equipment there. These are the streets of a small village here at the DMZ. This is what it looks like. Check out this road. Honestly, I don't even know if I'm allowed to just walk freely here, but I'm gonna walk. I have about 20 minutes before I have to get on my bus, so I'm gonna walk, and I hope I don't get in trouble. So check it out. Back there you can see crops, you can see chilies. Someone's growing chilies there. And yeah, this is what a small village in South Korea's DMZ looks like. There's more homes back there. Check it out. I don't see anybody here, honestly. It's very quiet. There's a lot of weird rules for living here. By the age of, I believe it's 36, you have to make up your mind as to whether you want to remain here or if you want to move back to Seoul, back to Korea. But that comes with responsibilities like paying taxes and such. So check it out. Here's a tractor. Here you have crops, a farm. I'm not sure what this is. Is this ginseng? Check it out. There you have some chili peppers. But I don't see anyone. I don't see absolutely anybody around here. And wow, this is cool. So I'm gonna walk up. There's a little village, a few houses. So I want to go up there, check it out, and then come back down, because I really don't want to get in trouble. This might be against the rules. There's a lot of rules in this area. Earlier I was at the observatory, and absolutely no pictures, no video. I got to see North Korea from the top of a hill, and I used the binoculars to look at into all the little fake villages that North Korea builds. I don't know why, but there was a lot of restrictions, and I have that feeling of well, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Is this okay? Should I be walking around here? I don't know. So look, corn back here. You have some houses and more crops down here. Let's just walk a little further, just a little bit more. Hopefully I don't end up in a military prison. So let's just walk up here, look down there. You see these homes. I haven't seen anybody yet. Check out these crops. I'm not quite sure what that is. And okay, so I reached top the hill. Oh, you see homes down this way. It looks like a cute little town, actually. If you look down there, there's a nice street, very clean. You have this home here, and down there, there's a church. Up there, you can see it. That's another funny thing about South Korea. Christianity is really big, and it's not usual for an Asian country to be so Christian, but South Korea is a very Christian country. Not everyone is Christian, obviously, but compared to other Asian countries, Christianity is really big here. Check this out. Here you have a soldier, his gun. Not quite sure what that says there. And that's me. So I'm gonna head back now. I don't want to get in trouble. So let's head back. Here's a car coming up behind me. Hopefully it's not a military vehicle. It's not. So let's walk back. And here's another field. Check it out. More crops. So this part of South Korea is very fruitful as far as crops are concerned, and it's quite beautiful too. The weather is really nice. So thankfully the weather was nice. I was able to see out in the observatory really far, and I didn't see any people, no North Koreans. I did see a huge pole with a huge North Korean flag. That was pretty cool. So it's a little surreal, you know, to be in a place like this, you know, having North Korea so close and being able to see it with your own eyes, the buildings and the towns out in the distance. It's pretty surreal. So let's walk down this way and head back to the bus and see what other cool things there are in this area. There's a field full of these plants here. Look how big this leaf is. I'm not sure what this plant is. If any of you know, please let me know. Check it out. Look at this thing. That's bizarre. So yeah, here you have a water wheel, and look at these huge flowers. Check it out. That thing's huge, just like the size of my hand here. And yeah, I don't know what this is. If any of you know what it is, let me know. But they're beautiful, and you have a whole field filled with these plants. So I wonder what it is. So the time has come to say goodbye to Unification Village and to the DMZ and head back to Seoul. Let's head back to the bus before I get left here at the DMZ. Can you imagine if I get left here? So let's say goodbye to Unification Village and head back on the bus. Alright guys, we're back in Seoul, back from the DMZ. And a funny thing about the DMZ is that the DMZ is not a border. There were never any formal negotiations between South Korea and North Korea to establish that as an official border after the armistice. That just happens to be the line where both sides were during the conflict at the time that the armistice was signed. So here in South Korea, when they refer to the DMZ, they never refer to it as a border because it's not a border. It's just a line. So the Korean War is truly the war that never ended. And technically, it's still kind of going on today, you know? So I want to thank you guys for coming along with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And I'll see you guys in the next adventure. Bye.